Hello everyone, I am so happy that you are here and welcome to lesson number 73 of A Course in Miracles. I will there be light. Today we are considering the will you share with God. This is not the same as the ego's idle wishes out of which darkness and nothingness arise. The will you share with God has all the power of creation in it. The ego's idle wishes are unshared and therefore have no power at all. Its wishes are not idle in the sense that they can make a world of illusions in which your belief can be very strong. But they are idle indeed in terms of creation. They make nothing that is real. Idle wishes and grievances are partners or co-makers in picturing the world you see. The wishes of the ego gave rise to it, and the ego's need for grievances, which are necessary to maintain it, people it with figures that seem to attack you and call for righteous judgment. These figures become the middlemen the ego employs to traffic in grievances. They stand between your awareness and your brother's reality. Beholding them, you do not know your brothers or yourself. Your will is lost to you in this strange bartering, in which guilt is traded back and forth, and grievances increase with each exchange. Can such a world have been created by the will of the Son of God shares with his Father? Did God create disaster for his Son? Creation is the will of both together. Would God create a world that kills himself? Today we will try once more to reach the world that is in accordance with your will. The light is in it because it does not oppose the will of God. It is not heaven, but the light of heaven shines on it. Darkness has vanished. The ego's idle wishes have been withdrawn. Yet the light that shines upon this world reflects your will, and so it must be in you that we look for it. Your picture of the world can only mirror what is within. The source of neither light nor darkness can be found without. Grievances darken your mind, and you look out on a darkened world. Forgiveness lifts the darkness, reasserts your will, and lets you look upon a world of light. We have repeatedly emphasized that the barrier of grievances is easily passed and cannot stand between you and your salvation. The reason is very simple. Do you really want to be in hell? Do you really want to weep and suffer and die? Forget the ego's arguments, which seek to prove all this is really heaven. You know it is not so. You cannot want this for yourself. There is a point beyond which illusions cannot go. Suffering is not happiness, and it is happiness you really want. Such is your will in truth, and so salvation is your will as well. You want to succeed in what we are trying to do today. We undertake it with your blessing and your glad accord. We will succeed today if you remember that you want salvation for yourself. You want to accept God's plan because you share in it. You have no will that can really oppose it, and you do not want to do so. Salvation is for you. Above all else, you want the freedom to remember who you really are. Today, it is the ego that stands powerless before your will. Your will is free, and nothing can prevail against it. Therefore, we undertake the exercises for today in happy confidence, certain that we will find what it is your will to find, and remember what it is your will to remember. No idle wishes can detain us, nor deceive us with an illusion of strength. Today, let your will be done, and end forever the insane belief that it is hell in place of heaven that you choose. We will begin our longer practice periods with the recognition that God's plan for salvation and only His is wholly in accord with your will. It is not the purpose of an alien power thrust upon you unwillingly. It is the one purpose here on which you and your Father are in perfect accord. You will succeed today. The time appointed for the release of the Son of God from hell and from all idle wishes. His will is now restored to his awareness. He is willing this very day to look upon the light in him and be saved. After reminding yourself of this and determining to keep your will clearly in mind, tell yourself with gentle firmness and quiet certainty, I will there be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. Then let your will assert itself, joined with the power of God and united with yourself. Put the rest of the practice period under their guidance. Join with them as they lead the way. In the shorter practice periods, again make a declaration of what you really want. I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. This should be repeated several times an hour. It is most important, however, to apply today's idea in this form immediately you are tempted to hold a grievance of any kind. This will help you let your grievances go, instead of cherishing them and hiding them in darkness. Okay, that is lesson number 73 of A Course in Miracles. I will there be light. What a beautiful affirmation. I will there be light, which is the same as saying, I will to remember the eternal light within that has been present all along, but has gone unnoticed. I will there be light is a powerful affirmation that, as this lesson reads, will succeed today if you remember that you want salvation for yourself. You want to accept God's plan because you share in it. You have no will that can really oppose it, and you do not want to do so. Salvation is for you. Above all else, you want the freedom to remember who you really are. Today it is the ego that stands powerless before your will. Your will is free, and nothing can prevail against it. Indeed, I will there be light is a powerful affirmation because it is being asserted by Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. And it cannot be opposed by anything because God's will is done, and nothing can ever threaten God's will because God's will is changeless. But the ego mind diametrically opposes God's will every time you hold on to grievances, not realizing that holding on to grievances is what maintains its illusory reality and that of our brothers and sisters. That's why in this lesson it reads that grievances stand between your awareness and your brother's reality. Beholding them, you do not know your brothers or yourself. Yes, the ego would like to keep you bound to your grievances, to your justifications of defense and attack, by limiting our brothers and sisters to menacing mortal bodies. But by holding on to grievances, you not only forget what your brothers and sisters are, but you forget what you truly are. That's why this lesson reads, grievances darken your mind, and you look out on a darkened world. Forgiveness lifts the darkness, reasserts your will, and lets you look upon a world of light. Yes, grievances darken your mind, and by damning your brother and sisters, we damn ourselves. Such is the ego solution for salvation. Not realizing that to deny the light on another is to deny it in yourself. But by now we know that the ego is a total contradiction. And so this lesson says that forgiveness lifts the darkness. And what is forgiveness but to be present, to be in the effortless, thoughtless state of the now? And let's remember that to forgive does not justify what egos do. Egos will do what they do, and egos never bring peace. But forgiveness is for salvation. That's why in this lesson it reads, salvation is for you. Above all else, you want the freedom to remember who you really are. Today, it is the ego that stands powerless before your will. Your will is free and nothing can prevail against it. Yes, and salvation is to remember the one boundless, pristine mind of God within, your eternal nature, which is silently waiting to be remembered now. But as long as we are holding on to grievances, we are entertaining the mental roller coaster of the ego mind, with its ups and downs, ranging from fleeting happiness to bitter sadness, missing the constant light of this present moment. And that's great news. God is present now. It is the apparent you and your thoughts that are never there. That's why this lesson suggests we undertake these exercises for today in happy confidence, certain that we will find what it is your will to find, and remember what it is your will to remember. No idle wishes can detain us nor deceive us with an illusion of strength. Today, let your will be done, and end forever the insane belief that it is hell in place of heaven that you choose. Yes, let your will be done and realize it has always been at one with God's. Let the small image of yourself go, and that of your brothers and sisters. It doesn't exist. Let your grievances go, that which seems to bound you and the rest in hell, in order to remember the light that shines within all. Remembering that the power of Christ is the only power behind today's affirmation, and that nothing can defeat it, because nothing can prevail against truth. Amen. I hope you enjoyed practicing lesson number 73. Please let me know if you have any questions, and see you tomorrow for lesson number 74. Have a wonderful day.